And looking at the United lineup, they might wish that either or both were still on their books, because Brian Robson and Arnold Muren are both still on the injured list. It's Norman Whiteside who is demoted as Hughes gets his chance. Coventry, whose season has gone from the sublime to the relegation threatened, leave out their top scorer Terry Gibson, he's substitute, and Mickey Ginn is restored to the midfield. And among the watchers, Steve Coppell. How sad that he's not still out there on the field, having had to give up during the course of the season because of a knee injury. Sadly missed by both United and by England. Coventry attacking the Stretford end. Haven't won away from home since last December. 5 draws and 5 defeats since. Ray Wilkins. Arleston. Sun shining very brightly, and it's going to be quite warm for the players. Here's Arthur Graham with the first run of the afternoon, which is brought to an end by the trip, but the man sitting it out, Sam Allardyce, who may actually have got the worst of that. But no sympathy, I think, from the referee, who is David Hutchinson from Harrogate. Graham leaving it to Wilkinson. Here's Daly. Oh, the bounce was very unkind. Certainly there was no intention to play the ball with the hand then. Here's Ginn. Flat now down the middle. This is Ashley Grimes. Coventry getting plenty of players forward, and Grimes getting some good-natured booing. Arthur Graham's presence was enough to put Grimes off. Cost £200,000. And here's Hughes with Allardyce. Moses. Wilkins looks up for a flick at the back post, and the flick in the end came from Stapleton, but was across the face of the goal and wide. Very clear intention then from Way Wilkins. 2 players who could come in on that on the far post, and it was the header from Stapleton which went wide. And Perry Suckling looks as though he ought to be riding in the 3 o'clock. Touched his cap as a sign of asking for forgiveness. Stapleton, Wilkins, Hughes right, McGrath left. Oh, what a good try! And a good save again. And it's been said many times before, but why does Ray Wilkins not do that more often? And he's got it in either foot. But he seems so reluctant when he gets to the edge of the area to have a dig. Out by Allardyce. Grimes looking up, looking for Ginn. Found a Scotsman instead. Bobby Gull, the Coventry manager, with a police escort, it would appear. Graham. Mainly across the field. Wilkins. Hughes has got away for a moment. Oh, and he hit the post. Did well to resist the attentions of Allardyce. And he gets great applause. But the post not on his side, smacked against its foot. Moran. McGrath. Graham. Hughes, yes! And he keeps up a good record. He's had 3 full games before this one and scored in 2 of the 3. And now he's made it in 3 of the 4. Deflection, a bit fortunate for him, but he took full advantage to bury the ball. 4 minutes from half-time. And United at last have the lead. Daly. That now. And the selection justified so far. Stapleton. Alveston. Hughes just to his right. Goal kick. Mr. Hutchinson has one check of the watch. Well, for so long, the opening half belonged to 18-year-old Perry Suckling. Made a number of good saves, particularly from Wilkins, but in the end, this man had the most important say, with the goal that divides the teams, scored by Hughes in the 41st minute. United's captain, Brian Robson, taking time out to sign a few autographs. He's missed a total of 6 league games, and in those games, United have dropped 11 points. While the first half belonged to Perry and Mark, it's been a story of the Davids amongst the referees and linesmen, because David Hutchinson has a hamstring injury. He's replaced by David Farrell of Nantwich, and on the line with the yellow flag comes David Jones, who is a Manchester boy. And there's the new linesman, and the new referee has already given his first decision. Coventry, let me remind you, behind by a goal to nothing. Goal scored by Hughes 4 minutes from half-time. McGrath rather. Oh, and he hit the crossbar. Really thumping shot. He came back off the crossbar with the goalkeeper beaten. Paul McGrath has never scored for the first team. He couldn't have come closer than on that occasion. Allardyce. Graham's had a lot of good covering. Nice header from McGrath. Graham. Probably a good thing that Adams didn't make contact. Moses, it's a bit strong. Corner conceded by Butterworth. Hogg already forward, and Moran appearing too in the area. And here's Moran, punched by the goalkeeper, who's out of his ground, and McGrath gets his first goal for United. In not quite the spectacular fashion that the shot which came off the crossbar would have achieved. But the header with Perry Suckling still down on the ground and unable to recover his position. And United have breathing space and a 2-0 lead. 52 minutes gone, and the moment for Paul McGrath to remember for some time. Jacobs across. Mike Duxbury. Stapleton. Hughes, good turn. Alveston. Graham. Butterworth comes to him, Albiston goes down the line. Hughes, McGrath threatening in the box, Graham, plenty of United players forward. And Ray Wilkins scores. Header back at the far post from Frank Stapleton from Graham's cross. And Ray Wilkins gets only his second outfield goal of the season, to which he can add 3 penalties. 61 minutes. And what looked like a deal of hard work has become quite an easy afternoon for the home side, who have now matched the score of this fixture last year, which was also played on Easter Saturday, although slightly earlier in April then. 3-0. Here's Ferguson. Bit of loss of concentration, which United may have been made to pay, and Ferguson very disappointed that they weren't. So Ron Atkinson with every reason to be pleased. And Bobby Gould on the right of that quartet as we look. It's befitting the match rather encapsulates Coventry's season. Promise at the start, with a struggle in the second half. Wilkins all ready for the second move. Hogg. Duxbury. Adams chased by Hughes. Good tackle. And Adams clearly pained, but the boot made contact with the ball first before it did so with the ankle. There's Terry Gibson, the Coventry City substitute. Top scorer with 18 goals this season. And Adams in trouble. But although he was hurt, I still think the ball was won first, but that's no consolation to him at the moment. And Coventry want the substitution made immediately. And he's bringing on a striker. And Coventry have just lost their left back. Halfway through the second half, Gibson immediately in the action, as is his wont. Oh, and he hit the post! Well, denied what would surely have been a record scoring time for a substitute. Pushed a bit onto the post by Gary Bailey, I think, but certainly the ball had got behind the goalkeeper. Daly to Bennett. Appeal for handball, but not given. Things have gone so wrong for Bobby Gould's side. Now losing Mick Adams as well. Free kick against Hughes. Free kick given against Moran again. In a rather more dangerous position. Well, that's Perry Suckling's view of it. That's his opposite number, Gary Bailey. Checks the right side of his goal is covered. Needs an overlap on that post, which he feels he's got. And you can see that that side is definitely covered. Oh! Oh, what a magnificent goal by Jerry Daly. 74 minutes and a little touch, and Daly found an absolute beauty which hummed into the corner. So the ex-United boy scores. And a memorable goal too. Stapleton. Good turn. Duxbury. That's too strong. But we'll run to Graham. No help close at hand. Comes straight out to Duxbury. Oh, it's a bit short, and the goalkeeper did well to claim it. Gin's back pass. Hogg. Bennett. Grimes. Stapleton with a lot of space. Wilkins going outside him. Hughes the other way. Jacobs' head was in the way. Ball was out. And good news on the Coventry bench is that Mick Adams has a sprain to the right ankle, but no more. United free kick. Hogg to Wilkins, Duxbury outside. And up come the two central defenders for the corner. Out by Jacobs. Stapleton. Hughes. Oh! Well, the congratulations for Hughes, but a great deal of the credit deserved by Frank Stapleton, who held the ball, tried twice to set up the opportunity. Second time it worked, and Hughes needed no further invitation. 78 minutes. And United have their fourth four-goal tally of the season. Gibson. And again. Hasn't quite been able to form a partnership with Mick Ferguson since Ferguson's return to the club. But even so, 18 goals in his first full season after being signed from Tottenham has fully justified the signing and his own performance. Stapleton. Graham. Free kick given for obstruction. Might well have been given for an inability of Butterworth to read where on earth Graham was going. And Manchester United to make a substitution, and a tremendous hand for Ray Wilkins. Socks down, so a suggestion of a slight strain or something. Anyway, is being brought off. And that must be music to his ears. That sort of reception. He's had a fine season. Stapleton! Turned over. Struck it really cleanly. 5 minutes left for Mark Hughes to get his hat-trick. Oh, and only just wide by Kevin Moran. In spite of the fact that 4 goals have been conceded, Allardyce and Jacobs have done well in the middle, and the goalkeeper has certainly had his moments. Here's Ginn. Oh, that's a good run. And the ball runs a bit kindly for United. Butterworth. Graham. News of Ray Wilkins is that he has a calf strain. Oh, I say, how close can you get to getting a hat-trick? Improvise a little bit then, because the ball came to him at a rather surprising height. Mark Hughes ducking down with the flick of the head, and the ball was more than a yard wide of the far post. United still have to meet West Ham and Ipswich here and go away to Everton, Spurs and Forest. So away from home. More difficult games ahead. Well, can 4 goals on a sunny afternoon in Manchester provide the platform for success on a hot night in Turin on Wednesday? Hero of the hour, the man brought into the side by Ron Atkinson, Mark Hughes, who scored 2 of the goals, Paul McGrath, his first senior goal for the club, and the other one scored by Ray Wilkins, who deserved the applause that he got when he went off towards the end with a calf strain. Disappointing for Coventry City, who began well, but I cannot believe that this is a side that's going to go down. Whether United will do enough remains to be seen.